Today I'm going to show you how I attach my ears to my knitted toys. So if you're following along with the pattern, and I'll put a link to the pattern below, the pattern tells you to leave a long tail end when you're knitting your ears. So hopefully you remember to do that. If not, it doesn't matter. It just means that you'll have extra tail ends to weave in. So I've threaded the tail end through my yarn needle, and now we're going to fold the ear over so it's just a couple of stitches away from the edge. And we're just going to stitch that in place. And there we have our little ear. The next thing we need to do, and this is important, is see this little the cast on edge on the inside. We just need to stitch that together, because if we don't, once the ear has been attached to the head, you'll be able to see the cast on edge on the inside of the ear. So all we do is we just stitch that together back and forth just a couple of times to secure it in place. Okay, now we're ready to attach our ear. Okay, so we've lined the ear up in position. Now I usually leave about one stitch in between the antler and the ear. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to stitch it using an invisible horizontal seam. So we're going to go underneath both legs of an upside down V, like that. And now on the ear we want to go underneath both legs of the V. Okay, then again under both legs of an upside down V, and then we go under both legs of the V. So it's always important to do the opposite on the corresponding side. So for example, if you do go under both legs of the V here, on the opposite side you need to go under both legs of the upside down V, and that is what makes it invisible. So as you can see, we've got a nice invisible seam there. Okay, so now we're going to just spin it around. Okay. And so we're going to follow this same line of stitches here, and this time we're going to go underneath the bar or the running thread. Okay, so we go underneath the running thread, and now we're going to go underneath both legs of the V. Then underneath the bar or the running thread, again following that same line of stitches. Underneath both legs of the V, and then again underneath the running thread, and we're going to continue doing that all the way down until we get to the bottom of the ear. Okay, so now we've gotten to the bottom of the ear. We're going to spin it around, and then we're going to continue up this side of the ear. So what we want to do though is we want to make sure that we follow that same line of stitches where we started up the top. Okay, so this line of stitches here. So we're just going to jump across, and we're going to pick up the running thread of this stitch here. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. Okay, under both legs of the V. Underneath the running thread, underneath both legs of the V, underneath the running thread, continuing through that same line of stitches, underneath the V here. And what that is going to do is that's going to pull that folded ear in nice and tight together. Okay, under the running thread, under the V. Okay, until we get all the way back up the top. Okay, and now we're back at the start there. Okay, so now we're just going to secure this tail end. And then we're going to bury the tail end on the inside of the head. Okay, and as you can see, the seam is nice and straight because we continued following the same line of stitching, and that's made the seam really straight and neat. Here we go. And that seam is really firm and sturdy. That ear is not going to go anywhere. So there you go. That's how I attach my ears to my knitted toys. And I do it the exact same way for all of my toys that have this same style of ear. So I hope you have found this tutorial helpful.